Chosen. 1. Pause and breathe. You didn't find this message, it found you. This is not coincidence. It's a divine appointment sealed before time began. Heaven's timing has collided with your now. The 15th of November is not just another day. It is the day heaven releases what was held back. You are standing on the threshold of a supernatural transfer, a divine wealth release, ordained by the Most High. As it is written, the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. Chosen one, your name has been called in the realm of favor, and nothing can touch you now. Chosen one, pause for a moment and breathe. You didn't stumble here, you were summoned. November 15th isn't just a date, it's a divine appointment written into your destiny before you ever took your first breath. What's unfolding now is not coincidence, it's confirmation. Heaven has spoken your name again, and everything that once resisted your progress must now release what belongs to you. For years you've been hidden, not forgotten, but preserved. You weren't being punished, you were being prepared. Heaven was building the kind of strength that only silence can produce. While others ran ahead, God rooted you deeper. Every no was redirection. Every delay was divine defense. Every door that closed was a hand from heaven saying, "Not yet, I'm still preparing the foundation." Chosen one, the silence is breaking. You've been marked for visibility, for favor, for a supernatural transfer that no enemy can intercept. The same way Joseph was called from the prison to the palace when Pharaoh's dream demanded his gift, your name is being mentioned in rooms you've never entered. What was once hidden in you is now being summoned out of you. Heaven's eyes are on you because your obedience has triggered motion in the unseen. The warfare you faced wasn't random, it was reaction. The enemy saw what was about to be released and panicked. He tried to drain your hope, distract your focus, and convince you that God was silent. But even in exhaustion, you kept praying. Even when no one noticed, you kept showing up. And now that quiet faith is bearing visible fruit. Chosen one, you've been marked for the kind of blessing that humbles you. This is not about status, it's about stewardship. Heaven is trusting you with abundance because you've proven that you won't worship it. You've been faithful with little, and now much is being placed in your hands. But what's coming isn't just money, it's movement. Divine ideas, strategic connections, open doors that make no earthly sense. God is multiplying what once barely sustained you. I remember when God did this for me. There was a season when everything I built fell apart. Friends walked away, doors slammed. I thought I had failed. But in that stillness, I learned that when God hides you, He's not punishing you, He's preserving you. The silence was not abandonment, it was activation. When the noise stopped, I finally heard heaven whisper, and that whisper rebuilt my life. That same grace is moving toward you now. You've asked God, when will it happen? When will my season shift? Chosen one, it already has. The spiritual paperwork has been signed. The balance has shifted. What was blocked is being released. You're stepping into a realm where effort will turn into ease, where what once required force will now flow naturally. The same things that used to exhaust you will now expand you. And yes, it will be visible. People will notice, some will marvel, others will misunderstand. Don't explain it. Just walk in it. When God marks you, visibility is not vanity, it's verification. He's making an example of what happens when someone remains faithful through silence, loyal through rejection, obedient through confusion. You are that example. You are that evidence. Chosen one. The pain had purpose. The tears were training. The wilderness was a womb. Everything that hurt you was preparing to hand you harvest. The very places that broke you will soon bear your fruit. You are walking into a season where everything shifts. Finances, relationships, influence, clarity. But above all, your peace. The kind of peace that doesn't depend on what's happening around you because it's anchored in who walks within you. That's why they couldn't touch you. That's why the betrayal didn't destroy you. That's why the loss didn't last. God was protecting his investment. If they had seen your worth too soon, they would have tried to buy it cheap. So he hid you until you learned your own value. But now the hiding is over. The unveiling has begun. You'll feel it in your spirit before you see it in the natural, that strange lightness, that holy rest. That's not coincidence. That's clearance. Heaven has opened your file and stamped it, released. The angels assigned to your promise are already moving, aligning what once seemed impossible. You don't need to strive for what's already been signed. You don't need to beg for what's already been booked in your name. This is divine wealth transfer, not just in your bank account, but in your influence, your peace, your purpose. God is placing you where provision flows because you carry a mission too sacred to be underfunded. You are stepping into overflow, not for luxury, but for legacy. The blessings coming to you are meant to move through you, so lift your head, anointed one. You've survived the proving ground. You've passed the silent tests. You've endured what was meant to eliminate you, and now heaven has marked you for elevation. From this day forward, walk differently, speak differently, expect differently. Because you are no longer being tried, you are being trusted. The shift is complete. The seal is set. And from this day forward, they can't touch you now. My chosen one. Hear this, you are entering a supernatural transaction season, the kind where heaven rearranges earthly systems to honor divine alignment. November 15th is not about luck or coincidence, it's about covenant. This is the day when invisible contracts in the spirit begin to manifest in your favor. Things that were pending are now being processed. Blessings that were delayed are now being delivered. You've been faithful in the famine. You've prayed when it made no sense to pray. You've kept believing when everything around you shouted, "It's over." But heaven saw you. Heaven took record of every tear, every whisper, every act of obedience that nobody else applauded. And now the Lord is saying, it's time to collect. There are seasons when God hides you, and there are seasons when he reveals you. But this chosen one is the season when he rewards you. Not just with recognition, but with restoration. You're not just about to receive what was lost. You're about to receive what was promised, multiplied, matured, and made manifest. The delay didn't deny you, it developed you. It made sure that when the transfer came, you would have the wisdom to hold it. I know the wilderness you've walked. That dry place where you wondered, did I miss God? Those silent months when the heavens felt sealed. I've lived it, that season where your prayers hit walls, where your faith had to stand on fumes, where hope was a whisper, not a roar. But every wilderness in Scripture ends the same way, with fire and fulfillment. The silence is always the sign that heaven is preparing an announcement. Chosen one. The announcement has been made. You may not hear it in the natural yet, but all of heaven has risen to recognize what's happening in your life. The mark of divine distinction is upon you. The spiritual signature of the Almighty has been etched into your destiny. From this point forward, you are not just surviving, you are representing heaven's economy on earth. Something sacred happens when God trusts you with wealth, not because of what you can buy, but because of what you can build. The abundance being released to you is not for applause, but for assignment. You are being positioned to fund the very purposes hell tried to stop. Every loss you've endured is becoming a resource. Every closed door is turning into a new key. And yes, the warfare around your finances wasn't random. Every chosen one faces it. The enemy doesn't attack what isn't valuable. He saw the potential in your hands long before you did. He knew the moment you realized that money is not material, it's spiritual. You would shift the balance of influence in your favor. That's why you faced unexpected expenses, betrayal, and seasons of nothing. But what the enemy used to drain you, heaven is about to use to train you. Financial release is not just coming to you, it's coming through you. God is raising you up as a vessel of overflow, someone who doesn't just consume blessings, but distributes them. There's a difference between riches and rulership, and you. Chosen one are being invited into rulership. That means you'll walk into rooms with authority. You'll make decisions that shift families, communities, and even generations. You may feel small now, but every world shaker began in obscurity. David was anointed in private before he was crowned in public. Esther fasted in secret before she saved a nation. Joseph served in silence before he sat beside Pharaoh. Don't mistake your hidden years as wasted. They were rehearsals for revelation, and revelation always attracts resources. Chosen one. What's about to unfold will not make logical sense. It won't add up on paper. The math will look wrong, but the miracle will be right. Opportunities will find you, ideas will ignite within you, and divine partnerships will form around you without effort. That's because heaven has already approved your blueprint. You're not chasing favor anymore. Favor is chasing you. But with every promotion comes purification. Don't let comfort dilute consecration. Remember, the blessing was birthed through obedience, and only obedience will sustain it. Guard your heart against pride, against performance, against comparison. The moment you start measuring your miracle against someone else's, you diminish your gratitude. Stay low, stay aligned, stay pure. When the anointing increases, isolation often follows. Some will celebrate you, others will criticize what they can't comprehend. Don't defend yourself. Let God do that. Every misjudgment is a confirmation that you've shifted into another spiritual altitude. The air is thinner up here because fewer can breathe where you're going. There will be moments you feel unworthy of this kind of favor. You'll question, why me? But the real question, chosen one, is why not you? You've endured the breaking. You've passed the pruning. You've proven you can be trusted in private. That's why you're being promoted in public. God doesn't elevate egos. He elevates endurance. November 15th marks the moment heaven says, enough struggle, let it flow. You'll begin to notice divine coincidences, unexpected deposits, new opportunities, people remembering your name after years of silence. That's not luck. That's the sound of restoration arriving. And here's what you must know. This transfer isn't temporary. It's territorial. You're being given influence over what once intimidated you. The very ground where you wept will become the ground where you reap. The same spaces that once excluded you will now require your voice. Chosen one. Your spirit has matured in the silence. You've learned to rest when others ran. You've learned to worship when others worried. And because of that, heaven can now trust you with weight. There's a crown waiting, but it doesn't rest on bowed heads, only on surrendered hearts. You've been refined enough to wear it. So lift your eyes. This is not the end of your waiting. It's the beginning of your walking. You are stepping into a rhythm where grace and glory will move together. You won't have to fight for recognition. You won't have to force what's already been finished. All you need to do is align. Chosen. One, this is your moment. The door is open, the seal is set, and the fire has fallen. Walk in it, because heaven has decided that from this day forward they can't touch you now. Chosen one, as this new season unfolds, you will notice that everything around you starts to shift, not chaotically, but divinely. Heaven is reordering your environment to match your elevation. What used to feel comfortable will start to feel too small. What once fed you will no longer satisfy you. That's not frustration, it's expansion. You are outgrowing the version of yourself that survived and stepping into the version that reigns. This shift will feel unfamiliar because it's holy. You're not just transitioning from lack to abundance, you're being transformed from survivor to steward. You're moving from praying for miracles to becoming one. The light on you is increasing, and so is the weight of your responsibility. But don't fear it. This isn't pressure, it's purpose. Heaven never promotes without preparation. You've been through the testing season, now you're walking into the trusting season. God is trusting you with more influence, more revelation, more reach. He knows you've learned how to carry blessings without boasting, how to hold favor without losing focus. And that's rare. I know what it feels like when God begins to lift you, how surreal it is to see what you once prayed for suddenly appearing in front of you. But I've also learned that the higher the calling, the deeper the humility must go. You can't move forward with old pride. Every step of elevation requires a deeper surrender. God's not just increasing your visibility, He's strengthening your foundation so you won't collapse under the weight of what's coming. Chosen one, your foundation was built in silence. That's why it's unshakable. The people who misunderstood you back then will now witness what they couldn't comprehend. Some will question how it happened so fast. They'll think it was chance. But you'll know it wasn't chance, it was character. You didn't just wait for your blessing, you became the kind of vessel who could hold it. This is the mystery of being marked. People see the result, but they don't understand the refining. They see the favor, but not the fire. They see the platform, but not the pruning. What's resting on you right now was purchased through tears, through warfare, through nights of silence where you whispered, "God, I don't understand, but I'll still trust you." Those prayers built this foundation. So when you begin to rise, when doors start opening, when opportunities appear, when people begin to honor your name, don't shrink back. Don't apologize for being chosen. You've paid the price in the wilderness, and heaven is repaying it in the light. You're not being exalted for pride, you're being elevated for purpose. God is making you visible because your voice is needed. There's a sound attached to your anointing one that breaks chains others can't even see. That's why your presence shifts atmospheres. When you walk into a room, things rearrange. That strange tension people feel when you enter isn't arrogance, it's authority. Heaven has wrapped your name in divine fire, and darkness recognizes it before you speak. You don't have to prove anything, your spirit already announces it. But hear this, anointed one, you must protect what you carry. You are stepping into a realm where distractions become more dangerous than demons. The enemy won't always come roaring anymore. Sometimes he'll come whispering. He'll try to offer you shortcuts, platforms, or alliances that look right but feel wrong. Trust your spirit. If peace leaves, so should you. There will be moments when God asks you to walk away from things that glitter but aren't gold, relationships, deals, opportunities that seem perfect on paper. But remember, not everything that glows is grace. Some doors are bait. Heaven is training you now to discern the difference between good and God. Chosen one. This discernment is your new shield. You won't need to fight every battle anymore. Many of them will die before they reach you. Why? Because your frequency has changed. What once found you can no longer locate you. You've ascended too high for old warfare to touch you. That's what the seal means. It's divine encryption. Hell has lost your coordinates. The silence you once despised is now your protection. God is teaching you to move in stealth. You'll feel him pulling you back sometimes, asking you to stay quiet when you want to explain, to stay hidden when you want to show proof, to stay still when you want to rush ahead. Don't fight that. Heaven hides its strongest soldiers until the timing is perfect. I know waiting again sounds painful after all you've already endured. But this time the waiting is not for preparation. It's for precision. God isn't building you anymore. He's positioning you. The environment must be aligned before he releases the next instruction. So rest. You don't have to chase confirmation anymore. You are the confirmation. Soon, what was spoken in private will be revealed in public. What you sowed in tears will be harvested in joy. And this time, it won't slip away. You won't lose it through anxiety, through sabotage, through exhaustion. You've learned too much to repeat the old patterns. You won't bleed where you used to break. Chosen one, the mark on your life is permanent. It's not ink, it's oil. Oil that has soaked through your spirit, that glows even in darkness. You are the living proof that what God marks, he also maintains. The reason you're still standing isn't luck, it's preservation. The fire didn't consume you because it was never meant to. It was meant to reveal you. And now the revealing has begun. Heaven has shifted the spotlight from testing to testimony. Every scar on your soul is now a signpost for someone else's deliverance. You are not just walking into your breakthrough, you are the breakthrough. Your story is going to unlock hope in those who've stopped believing that miracles still happen. So walk with quiet confidence, anointed one. You don't need to announce your arrival. The oil on you speaks louder than words. The same God who marked you in secret is now preparing to magnify you in sight. Your emergence will not come through effort, it will come through alignment. Chosen one. There is a new energy rising around you, a holy current that is shifting how life responds to you. What used to resist you will now recognize you. What used to delay you will now deliver. It's not because you're lucky, it's because you're marked. When heaven places its seal upon a soul, everything connected to that soul begins to align. The winds of favor change direction. The flow of resources reroutes. Doors that once ignored your knocking now open on their own. November 15th is not a date to observe, it's a threshold to cross. A line in the unseen realm that separates the preparation from the presentation. Heaven has declared over you, it is time. You've been asking for a sign, a confirmation, a word. But this is the confirmation your name has been cleared in the courts of heaven and divine release has been authorized. The struggle wasn't punishment, it was process. You were being refined so you could handle what's next without losing who you are. Chosen one, listen closely. This next season isn't about striving, it's about flowing. You've spent years pushing, surviving, enduring, praying through pain. But now grace takes over where grind once ruled. You won't have to fight to be seen. You won't have to prove your worth. You won't have to explain your purpose. Heaven is placing your name in the right ears, your ideas in the right rooms, and your hands on the right resources. I've lived that shift before, that sacred moment when what felt like endless struggle suddenly became supernatural ease. One day, nothing seemed to move. The next doors opened as if invisible hands were turning the handles. I learned that when God decides it's time, no man, no system, no spiritual resistance can stop the motion. And I hear that same divine decree echoing for you now. You've been through the stripping, now comes the settling. You've been through the pruning, now comes the producing. The very areas that once exposed your weakness will soon showcase your wisdom. and those who underestimated you will have to witness what divine elevation looks like when it's done by the hand of God alone. But with favor comes fire, not the kind that destroys, but the kind that distinguishes. Heaven's glow upon your life will make you visible, and visibility attracts both opportunity and opposition. Don't be surprised when jealousy rises, when misunderstandings multiply, or when people who once ignored you suddenly want access again. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table just because they saw your invitation. Protect your peace like it's sacred currency, because it is chosen. 1. Remember, the mark is both blessing and responsibility. You can no longer entertain what drains your spirit. You can no longer engage in conversations that compromise your clarity. Every yes must be holy. Every decision must echo obedience. The same God who blesses you will expect you to steward that blessing with maturity. You've prayed for overflow, now He's watching to see if you can manage the flood. And let me tell you, this flood is not chaos. It's cleansing. God is washing away residue from old seasons. He's removing the smell of survival and replacing it with the fragrance of sovereignty. You'll begin to feel lighter, clearer, more confident in your steps. That's not arrogance, that's alignment. You're finally walking at the pace heaven intended. The anointing on you, chosen one, is not just for you. It's for the ones watching your journey, the ones who will find courage through your obedience. Your testimony will become their map. Every time you rise, someone else will believe again. That's why the enemy fought you so hard. Your survival is contagious. Your deliverance is deliverance for many. You may still feel traces of the past, the memories, the disappointments, the questions that linger, but they no longer hold power. You're walking out of bondage with keys in your hands. Every pain that once imprisoned you has now been converted into authority. That's what divine transfer looks like, turning wounds into weapons, turning history into inheritance. Chosen one, don't be surprised if you feel a divine detachment happening. Certain things that once mattered will no longer move you. The approval of people, the need to explain, the urge to be understood, all of that fades when you walk in purpose. You're no longer seeking validation, you are the validation. You carry evidence that obedience pays off. But here's the mystery: the more God elevates you, the quieter you'll become. Because true power doesn't need to announce itself. You'll sense when to speak, when to move, when to withdraw. You'll feel a holy rhythm guiding your days. Follow it. That rhythm is revelation in motion. And when the warfare tries to whisper again, when anxiety creeps at night, when doubts try to revisit, remind yourself, I am marked. Speak it aloud. Heaven hears it. Hell fears it. You are not fighting for victory anymore, you're fighting from it. The mark on your life is a declaration that you belong to the kingdom that cannot be shaken. Anointed one, you're not stepping into comfort, you're stepping into command. The same fire that refined you is now your mantle. Walk with it. Let it burn away fear, hesitation, and small thinking. You are not here to survive another year, you are here to shift it. So from this day forward, wake up knowing the heavens recognize your name. Walk knowing that angels guard your every step. Speak knowing that your words create worlds. Give knowing that your seed is supernatural currency. Move knowing that everything that once resisted you now works for you. This is your commissioning moment. November 15 is not the end of waiting. It's the beginning of ruling. Heaven has declared you ready. Your spirit has been signed, sealed, and delivered. And now, chosen one, walk boldly into what's already yours. Chosen one, you've entered a realm where heaven's timing governs your steps. Things are no longer random. Every encounter, every delay, every door is carrying purpose. You're living under divine synchronization now, and that means what used to feel like detours will begin to reveal themselves as directions. The confusion that once clouded your path is clearing. You're beginning to understand why it all had to happen, why certain people left, why certain seasons hurt, why your prayers felt unanswered for so long. You weren't being denied, you were being distinguished. The difference between those who are gifted and those who are chosen is endurance, and you, chosen one, endured. This is the hour where revelation becomes reality. The dreams that felt distant are suddenly drawing near. The visions that once seemed impossible are aligning with opportunity. This isn't luck, it's the fruit of faithfulness. Heaven has measured your heart, tested your consistency, and found you trustworthy. That's why the release is happening now. But here, this divine release always attracts divine responsibility. You are being trusted with influence because you've proven you can carry weight quietly. You didn't quit when you were overlooked. You didn't boast when you were favored. You learned how to stay grounded in both glory and grief. And now that spiritual maturity is your currency in this next dimension, in the natural, people may think your life is about to take off. But in the spirit, what's really happening is deeper. You're being crowned, not with gold, but with grace. Not with fame, but with fire. The anointing you carry now is heavier, wiser, more refined. It doesn't need to prove itself, it just is. I remember walking through that same transformation. When God started to bless me after a long wilderness, I didn't even recognize myself. I was quieter, slower to speak, but stronger inside. I realized that the wilderness didn't change my dreams. It changed me. It taught me to move differently. And that's exactly what's happening to you, anointed one. You can't move the way you used to. Your discernment has grown too sharp, your calling too specific. There are rooms you can no longer enter without feeling the spiritual clash. There are conversations you'll no longer tolerate because they drain the fire inside you. Don't apologize for that. You're not being distant, you're being directed. This is what it means to be marked. Heaven begins to curate your environment. It removes what can't go and refines what must stay. Some friendships will fade without closure. Some opportunities will vanish without explanation. Don't chase them. Don't beg for understanding. God isn't subtracting, He's securing. He's removing leaks before He releases overflow. And, make no mistake, overflow is coming. But it's not just financial, it's emotional, spiritual, creative. God is expanding your capacity to carry influence without losing intimacy with Him. You'll soon notice a holy rhythm returning. You'll wake up with strategy. You'll move with clarity. You'll speak with conviction. Even your presence will shift atmospheres without effort. People will start to feel peace when you walk in. Environments will calm. Ideas will flow. That's not coincidence that's calling. You've become a vessel for divine presence. Heaven doesn't visit you anymore. It abides in you. The presence you carry is not borrowed, it's branded. And wherever you go, that atmosphere follows. Chosen one. You've been asking for signs that you're not imagining all this. Here's your sign. The old triggers don't work anymore. What used to irritate you now makes you intercede. What used to offend you now inspires compassion. That's evidence of transformation. You're no longer reacting from the flesh. You're responding from the spirit. You've grown in ways even you haven't fully realized yet. But understand this, the greater your peace, the greater your power. The enemy will try to bait you back into old arguments, old habits, old emotional chaos. Resist it. Stillness is your strategy now. You win by not reacting. You conquer by remaining calm. That's the posture of authority. You see, kings don't argue, they decree. And that's what heaven is teaching you now, how to speak less but carry more weight when you do. You'll find your words starting to manifest faster. You'll speak life and see it bloom. You'll speak breakthrough and feel it happen. That's not coincidence, that's alignment. The mark has activated your voice. This is why your warfare has intensified right before this moment. The enemy always attacks what's about to activate. The sudden anxiety, the strange distractions, the people from your past showing up out of nowhere. It's all spiritual static meant to confuse your signal. Don't respond. Silence is your sword. Worship is your weapon. Focus is your fire. Chosen one. November 15th is your reset in the spirit. The heavenly clock has struck a new hour, and your life will start to feel like divine rhythm instead of random motion. This is not just breakthrough, this is birth. The dreams you've been carrying are crowning. The prayers you whispered in your lowest season are now maturing into visible results. But remember, birth requires breath. So breathe. Don't rush the process. Don't compare your pace. Don't doubt the delivery. God's timing is perfect, and He's not just bringing you into blessing, He's building you into legacy. The world will not remember you for what you owned, but for what you carried. This is that sacred moment, chosen one, when preparation meets manifestation. The scrolls are open, your name is confirmed, and the oil on your life is fresh again. Walk into this new era with bold humility. Speak life into every empty place. Expect miracles to manifest where logic used to live. And when the blessing comes, as it surely will, remember, this isn't a reward for survival. It's a commission for impact. You've been marked to move heaven on earth. Chosen one, rise with reverence. The same God who carried you through the fire is now calling you into fulfillment. And this time, the blessing won't burn you, it will build you. Chosen one, the winds are shifting again. You can feel it, can't you? That subtle pressure in the spirit, that quiet awareness that something larger than you is moving behind the veil. It's not tension, it's transition. Heaven is rearranging the chessboard in your favor, and the very pieces that once opposed you are now being used to position you. You're standing at the edge of manifestation. This is the moment your faith becomes evidence. You've believed, you've battled, you've bled in silence, and now the proof of your perseverance is breaking through the surface. What once looked buried is beginning to bloom. Every seed you planted in pain is pushing through the soil of delay. It's not just your time, it's your turn. But before you rush into what's next, hear me. This kind of favor requires focus. The season you're stepping into isn't chaotic, it's strategic. Heaven doesn't pour new wine into careless hands. You've been chosen for precision, not popularity. And though the spotlight may find you, your purpose remains in the shadows where intimacy with God sustains the light that others see. You'll notice how stillness begins to surround you. It's not isolation this time, it's insulation. Heaven is building a barrier around your peace. You've earned it. The days of emotional exhaustion are over. The endless cycles of anxiety, confusion, and self-doubt are breaking off you now. You've crossed a threshold where chaos can't breathe. That's what being sealed really means. The atmosphere around your life is no longer accessible to the enemy. Chosen one. The same hand that marked you for warfare has now marked you for wealth, and I don't just mean material. Wealth of wisdom, wealth of discernment, wealth of peace that money can't buy. When God restores, He doesn't just return what was lost, He multiplies what was learned. You're not getting back what you had, you're receiving what you were meant to have. And I know it's been long. You've walked through seasons that made you question if heaven even remembered your name. You've had to worship through silence, believe through heartbreak, and keep walking with tears in your eyes. But let me tell you this, every step was recorded. Every moment of surrender became a seed in divine soil. And now that soil is producing what no human hand could manufacture, there's a quiet kind of victory that's rising now, not loud, not boastful, but steady. The kind that doesn't need to prove, because proof will show itself. People will look at you and sense something has changed. They won't be able to name it, but they'll feel it. That's the fragrance of divine fulfillment. When you've truly been marked by God, the evidence becomes unavoidable. I felt that shift before when I realized that peace was my new protection. When I understood that not everything missing was lost. Some things were removed for my safety. You're learning that same revelation now. Detachment is not always rejection. Sometimes it's preservation. Heaven knows what connections would collapse under the weight of your calling, so it clears your path before the breakthrough arrives. You'll see this more clearly in the days ahead. Invitations will come that feel flattering but not fitting. Opportunities will appear that seem right but lack peace, and the old you might have jumped at them. But this new you, the marked you, will pause. You'll discern the difference between divine access and demonic distraction. That's how you'll protect the next season of favor. Chosen one, your presence has become an alarm in the spirit. The moment you enter a space, hidden motives surface. That's not paranoia, that's discernment. The oil on your life exposes what's false without you speaking a word. That's why some people shift around you, why conversations stop when you walk in. You carry a frequency that convicts the unclean. And you must learn not to shrink because of it. You're not too much, you're too marked. This is why you couldn't blend in. This is why God kept pulling you out of circles you tried to fit into. You weren't made for comfort. You were made for confrontation, not with people, but with patterns. You're a breaker of cycles, a disruptor of stagnation, a living declaration that grace still wins. Every battle you survived was training for authority. You're no longer just a participant in spiritual warfare, you're a commander in it. And hear this clearly, this authority isn't loud, it's lived. It shows up in how you handle pressure, how you walk away from gossip, how you choose peace over panic. That's power. Real power doesn't perform, it prevails. When God marks a person, he shifts their posture. Less reaction, more revelation. That's where you are now. From this point on, don't waste time explaining yourself. Explanation dilutes elevation. The ones meant to understand you already feel the call within themselves. The rest will catch up later, or not at all. And that's okay. Your mission was never to be understood. It was to be used. Chosen one. The mark on your life has activated heaven's agenda through you. You'll begin to notice prophetic precision, saying things you didn't plan, walking into places at the exact right time, meeting people who seem divinely scripted into your story. That's not coincidence, that's command. The Spirit is orchestrating your every step, like a conductor leading a divine symphony. And the result? Peace. Not the shallow kind that depends on silence, but the deep kind that thrives even in storms. You'll walk through warfare untouched because the fire now works for you. You'll sleep while others stress, and that calm will confuse the enemy. That's what happens when heaven fortifies your soul. So breathe, anointed one. This isn't a finish line, it's a fresh beginning. You've survived what was meant to end you, and now you're being trusted with what will elevate you. The oil on your life is rare, the grace covering you is thick, And from this moment forward, your steps will not just echo faith, they will create faith in those who watch you walk. Remember this, when heaven marks a person, hell must retreat. You've crossed into untouchable territory. The fire that once refined you now surrounds you. The angels that once guarded you now go before you. You've moved from waiting to walking, from surviving to shining. Chosen one, your time is now. You are the evidence of divine favor, the embodiment of answered prayer, the living proof that obedience opens every door. So walk in it, own it, guard it. Chosen one. This is the moment you've been sensing, the one your spirit has been quietly preparing for while your mind was still catching up. The tension, the pressure, the late nights, the sudden emotional shifts, they weren't random. They were contractions. Heaven was birthing something through you, and now the delivery is complete. The child of promise has been born, and its name is purpose. You've reached the other side of the waiting. This isn't the season of hoping anymore, it's the season of holding. You are standing in the manifestation of what was once only a vision. Look around you. The signs are already appearing. The peace that surpasses understanding, the clarity in your spirit, the unexplainable joy, even when things still look uncertain. That's the evidence. Heaven has shifted your reality. You no longer live in delay. You dwell in divine timing. Every moment of confusion that once clouded your path was only preparation for this alignment. November 15th didn't come to inspire you, it came to activate you. This is the day your assignment becomes unavoidable. Chosen one. You've prayed for God to use you, and now that prayer is being answered not through noise, but through movement. You won't have to force impact. Your very presence will become influence. The conversations you have, the decisions you make, even your silence will begin to carry supernatural weight. This is what happens when a vessel becomes a voice. But remember, when you're chosen for transformation, you're also chosen for transition, and transitions come with tests. The closer you get to destiny, the quieter the guidance may seem. Heaven doesn't always repeat itself, it expects recognition. You've matured enough to move without constant reassurance. The voice that once shouted now whispers because it trusts that you'll listen. And as you walk into this new realm, notice the difference in how people react to you. Some will be drawn to your light. Others will be disturbed by it. That's not your fault, that's spiritual contrast. Your frequency has changed. The energy you carry now exposes what's unclean and awakens what's asleep. Don't take the reactions personally. You're not causing it, your calling is. I know it can feel strange when your circle starts to shrink just as your influence expands. You expected celebration, but instead you find distance. You thought they'd clap for your breakthrough, but instead they question your motives. Don't let that discourage you. Some people were only assigned to your wilderness, not your promise. When the scenery changes, so does the company. Chosen one. This is a holy separation. Heaven is clearing space for divine partnerships, people who won't compete with your calling but will complement your anointing. They'll see you without suspicion. They'll recognize your oil without envy. They'll protect your peace without explanation. These are kingdom connections, sent, not sought. Be ready for it. You'll meet them unexpectedly, a conversation, a collaboration, a crossing of paths that feels too precise to be accidental. That's how heaven works. Divine alignment doesn't arrive with fanfare, it flows like grace. Every new relationship in this season will carry purpose, not distraction. And as you walk deeper into this flow, provision will follow. The resources you once chased will begin to chase you. Opportunities will appear that seem impossible to explain. Doors will open that no resume could have unlocked. That's not magic, that's manifestation. You've stepped into the rhythm of heaven's economy, where faith becomes the highest currency. But hear me, anointed one. This abundance comes with a warning. Do not lose the posture that produced it. Prosperity without humility becomes pride, and pride disconnects you from presence. Stay grateful, stay grounded, stay hidden in Him. Remember, the goal isn't to be known, it's to be useful. The most dangerous thing for the chosen is comfort. The moment you start to feel too safe, too stable, too self-sufficient, that's when the fire begins to fade. Keep the flame alive through worship, through prayer, through obedience. The oil flows where the fire remains. Don't let success seduce you into silence. You've been called not just to prosper, but to prophesy through your life, to live in such a way that others see what divine faithfulness looks like in motion. Every step you take in peace will preach louder than any sermon. Every breakthrough you embody will testify that God still elevates the faithful. Chosen one, you're no longer just carrying light, you are light. Darkness recognizes you now. That's why the warfare intensified before this moment. Hell always attacks what heaven anoints, but you've learned how to fight differently. You've learned how to stand without striving, how to trust without trembling, how to rest without retreating. That's maturity, and that's your weapon now. Let me remind you, peace is not passivity, it's power. When you walk into a room calm while chaos expects your reaction, you've already won. When you choose silence over explanation, you've already disarmed the enemy. Your stillness is not weakness, it's warfare. It confuses the forces that once fed on your frustration. And that's why you must guard your peace like your passport, because it's the key to every new level you're entering. Don't trade it for approval, don't lose it to arguments, and don't surrender it to anxiety. Protect it with prayer. Chosen one, heaven has officially placed you in divine circulation. You are now part of the great exchange where your obedience becomes blessing, your wounds become wisdom, and your presence becomes power. Every day from here forward, you'll notice divine acceleration. Things that used to take years will take months. Things that once required effort will unfold with ease. That's what happens when the mark becomes movement. You've waited long enough. You've wept long enough. You've been tested long enough. Now you're being trusted. The mantle is on you, the fire is in you, and the path ahead has been cleared. You don't have to beg for what's already yours. Just walk. Because the heavens have spoken, the earth is responding, and hell has no permission left to interfere. Chosen one, you've crossed over. The old season no longer recognizes you. The storms that once shook you can't even find your frequency anymore. You've become hidden in light, cloaked in divine glory. Everything about you now moves with heavenly rhythm. Your steps are ordered, your voice carries weight, and your presence commands peace. This is what it means to be sealed. The warfare that used to overwhelm you has lost access. The same battles that once drained your spirit now bow before your authority. You're not fighting for freedom anymore, you're walking in it. Every chain that tried to bind you has broken not by your strength, but by heaven's decree. The courtroom of the Spirit has ruled in your favor, and no accusation can stand against what God has marked as His. Chosen one, this is your vindication season. Those who doubted you will watch in silence as the evidence of God's hand begins to unfold. But remember, this isn't about revenge, it's about revelation. You are living proof that faith still works, that prayer still moves mountains, that obedience still opens doors. Let your peace be your response. Let your fruit be your defense. You'll notice the difference in the atmosphere around you. Opportunities will align without striving. Conversations will open where there was once resistance. Even time will seem to move differently, slower, softer, sacred. That's not coincidence, that's divine rhythm. You're moving at heaven's pace now, not the world's. But guard this. The mark you carry is sacred. It is both armor and assignment. The more light you release, the more intentional your stillness must become. Don't rush. Don't explain. Don't apologize for the favor. Stay humble, stay hidden, stay holy. Every next level will require a quieter heart. Chosen one. This moment was written for you. Heaven has spoken your name again. You are marked, sealed, and chosen for divine release. The transfer has begun. What was withheld is now released. What was hidden is now revealed. Walk boldly, anointed one, for you. Stand in your Kairos moment, heaven's perfect timing. Stay aligned, stay grateful, stay guarded in peace. The fire that once tested you now carries you. If your spirit agrees, declare it below, I am marked. Go forth quietly and confidently. You've been chosen for this hour, and from this day forward, they can't touch you now.